Hello and welcome to the STB League here for Season 22 for the United States Grand Prix. For this Tier 2 grid, here we are at COTA. It's a dry COTA for once and not a very horrendously wet session. And especially when you're running very low downforce and you have no grip. Yesterday. But let's see how this goes. Obviously finally a dry session, should finally get some nice lap times in. See what we can do on max grip, max pace. As you can see, the Magnies are currently in first. Joey in P2 at the moment, and Silas P3. Dark Engineer currently championship lead off, championship battle anyway. He's currently P4. But I think we're going to stick with Magny for this one for his lap. You run down with it, Pistol.
Indeed, I will. Magny right now having 2 tenths up on Joey actually. 2 tenths and 2 thousandths up on Joey's lap time. You can just see him in around Sector 2 territory. But here we go, Magny going into that first turn, hitting the 119 miles per hour mark. He's locked up going into that first turn, onto the exit, getting that miles per hour down straight afterwards, going into the S sections. Left-hander, right-hander, left-hander, back to the right, using that curve on the inside. This is a tiny bit on the inside there, into the left-hander as well. Want to make sure they don't catch too much curb. Yeah, 2 tenths. It's unbelievable. Into the left-hander now. Look at the grip he's got on that exit. Fantastic stuff there from Magny. Using a lot of that curb going down into the hairpin. Straight onto the brakes. Back onto the throttle. Right on the exit. Uses the right-hand side. DRS going to be wide open for Magny now. Driving quite literally into the sun. Going into that left-hander, that left hairpin. We'll see what he can do. Onto the brakes. Here he goes. Locks up once more actually at that turn. And gets the throttle up very quickly. Wow, 6 tenths up! This has been a fantastic lap from Magny. Uses his brakes here once more. Slams it down on the throttle on the exit. Into the right-hander he goes. Can he keep it flat? Can he keep it flat? It's very risky. But he can. Going into the left-hander now. And to the final left-hander of the circuit. He's so far got 5 tenths gained. Gonna come round that last turn. DRS wide open. What's it gonna be? 132.978.
He's lost 4 tenths through that last sector.
That is unbelievable. Anything to say about that one, Matthew?
Don't know. I didn't see much mistakes from that sector. I'm a bit surprised how he lost 4 tenths through there. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he does in the race. We'll be interested to see. So we'll see what happens. We've got Union P2. Got ahead of Joey. Joey's just finished his lap tally. He's 200 tenths up, and he's gone P2.
And so at the end of the qualifying section, your pole sitter going into the Grand Prix is Magny with a 132.978. The Haas car is on pole. So Magny, what a lap that is from him. 132.978, gained 6 tenths, sorry, through sector 2, I believe, and he's my back. Hello, my back.
Yeah, you just cut off there.
Yeah, my controller just turned off randomly. But nevertheless, I'll run you through the order right about now. If I can just scroll down to the end. There we go. 10 seconds left. Pole sitter Magny, P2 Jeremy, P3 Julian, P4 Soloist, P5 AR Jack, P6 Mike Tendo, P7 Dark Engineer, P8 Dilemma, P9 Yavasugra, and P10 is Shadrin. And here we go. What's going to happen going into that massive and wide turn 1 here in USA? Talking of the USA track, speaking of the USA track, it's a 5.513 kilometer circuit. It's got a very wide turn 1, S sections which do tend to catch out the drivers, and it's a very technical track in of itself. Matthew, what can we expect from Magny going into this Grand Prix?
Well, I think he's just gonna, obviously as a leader, you want to be getting the pull away, get a clean start. If he still leads after turn lap 1, it's all about pulling away from the DRS detection. after by again over a second to the car behind, and I think then it's just about controlling the pace. But I'm sure everyone else behind is going to be trying to interrupt him, get in front of him, and try and make his race a bit harder for him.
Well, here we go then. Final 2 seconds. Here we go, and we'll go over to the formation lap, which will take us on to the details in terms of tyres. Looks like pretty much it's kind of divided. Yeah, pretty much. It's mediums for Soloist, AR Jack, Mike Tendo, Dark Engineer, Dilemma. And you've also got mediums for Alex Tur and also Slup. Everybody else onto those hard set compound tyres. That is including Magni. Personally, I do agree that the hard set compound tyres are much more efficient. Sorry, not the hard to mediums strategy is much more efficient than mediums to hards. But I'm interested, in what you think, Matthew, going into this Grand Prix. What's the better strategy for a track like this?
Well, it doesn't make a difference from track to track really too much. But obviously, it's about mediums. It's all about getting that pace off the start. You want to be maximising that pace as much as you can off the start of the lap. Obviously, getting better traction on the tyre, better tyres as well. But it's not very good if you're on the mediums and stop behind traffic. Mediums is there better if you want to get a gap to people behind. So if you're like something like Dilemma, last thing you want is to be stuck behind everyone else. I was saying that, so I'm just being disqualified from the finish lap. But yeah, Solace, the last thing Solace needs, something like Solace, is to be stuck behind those hard runners, because otherwise he's just losing pace on those mediums. He needs to get ahead of these hard runners and put a gap if you want to make those mediums work. Otherwise he's just losing time. And then when those guys on the hards go onto the mediums, they're going to have fresh air and they're just going to pull away while you're stuck on older hard tyres. So that's the idea why the strategy in the hard mediums is generally the better tyre, because when you get into fresh air, the softer tyres just obviously you get to work them better.
Well, here we go then, folks. Magni's going to round off the...
Sorry, Maori just hit the back of Tuga, and that's them going to be on cold tyres. Everyone that's been disqualified right now is going to start on 70-degree cold tyres. So I was about to say that for Dilemma, but it seems like 6 cars were disqualified. That's a lot of tyres on cold tyres.
Well, we'll see the drama going into that first turn. Very entertaining Tier 1 race we saw yesterday. I'm sure Tier 2 can replicate the exact same. Well, maybe not in terms of the weather, but nevertheless, in terms of action-packed content, Tier 2 always provides. And we'll see if they can provide some more here, as we'll shortly get onto those menacing 5 red lights.
Just waiting for the last few cars on the grid. MGL just coming to the grid slot now, so yeah, we're coming up. Probably a glitch start.
5 red lights. Yep, it is. Green light, go, 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 as MGL gets the drive-through penalty straight off the jump start. Joey going into that first turn, he's side by side with Julian, he's looking for that outside lane on the Red Bull going into that first turn. Looks like he's gone off the track, right in those 3 sausage curbs on the outside. You could easily lose your car due to those 3 sausage curbs right there. Mike Tendo getting the overtake on AR Jack. No!
That's damage. Yeah. And a Mercedes round as well. That's damaged her, and I think Jaden's just picked up damage as well.
That is awful, really, as MJ looking to recover from that drive-through penalty, going round the outside of his teammate Dark Engineer, looking to be side by side, going onto the exit, but instantly you can see Magni pulling 1.2 seconds away. But here's MJ looking for a switchback manoeuvre on his fellow teammate Dark Engineer, who's in the battle for the championship. 1.2 seconds right at the start, the gap between Magni and Joey. What a start this has been so far for Magni, but going into this tight left hand, you can see Soloist going down the, round the outside. It looks like Julian was going down the inside. Mediums versus hardset compound tyres, of course, those mediums going to be much more efficient as they're side by side going into the left-hander now. And it looks like Julian's able to build up just a tiny gap.
Magni's round.
Looks like Magni is round. He spun here on lap 1 of 28. He had a fantastic start, gaining position after position after position. For gaining time after time after time. But now he's spun and he's lost position after position after position.
Yep, it's down to the 9 slots. 8 paces also now from Maryland. Julian's round as well. So it's not a mini car to spin on this lap. On the first lap, an open lap. MJ's in for his drive through. Jaden's in for his front wing change. As Cougar breezes past Julian.
But Julian's going to come back on that inside lane going into that first turn on the exit. The exit's going to be much more efficient for Yavis Tugra. He gets the overtake on Julian.
What speed that Maggie's carrying through there compared to Maldi's. Maldi's really, really struggling at the moment. Maggie's basically pushing him.
Well, we'll see going down to that left-hander if he's looking to get an overtake. On the Ferrari, going to use a little bit ERS, looking for that outside lane.
So he's pushing him off the
Maldi,
circuit
but Maldi just, he wants just come straight off. Not allowing any room on Magni here, as on the exit of that left-hander, he's going to use that ERS, maybe a little bit of blood boiling inside of his body after that very aggressive manoeuvre from Maldi, as he'll go down into this left-hander, gaining and gaining and gaining on the Ferrari, pulls alongside with the Ferrari, going down into the left-hander now.
Oh,
it's
contact!
And Magni's been spun because of it, but an Alpine! That Shadrin has also spun as well at the exact same time. Magni's been hit again. Also hit for the first time this Grand Prix, and he spun on lap 2 of 28. So far, not so good.
See what happens now. Magni's still struggling there. But yeah. He's trying to get himself back behind Maldi now as the Alfa Romeo. Aston Martin and Callum have been battling for the last 20 seconds. As Vegeta has a bit of a moment there. But
I did see them just a moment ago having some fantastic battles into that left-hand Callum and Vegeta. And going into this first turn, is it going to carry on tradition? But look at that speed from Magni into the first turn on STB Maldi, looking for that manoeuvre on the league owner. Around the outside, Magni's looking to go here, or Maldi. They're keeping it side by side. They're going to go into the S section, side by side. And contact between the two of them. Is there any damage on Magni's front wing?
Wheel-to-wheel contact to me.
And yeah, Maldi's able to survive that contact himself, and luckily was not able to spin. None of them did, actually. So far, some aggressive driving from both Maldi and Magni. ERS going to be used now from Magni to gain on Maldi once more. Contact made going down into that left-hander. Maldi looking for that switchback manoeuvre on Magni. Magni makes a mistake going onto that exit of the left-hander, and he's been switched back by the league owner.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to have the traction there. It's not the first time we saw him spin on traction this race already. Obviously spun it out this corner we're coming up to now.
Shadrin goes down the inside of Dilemma, by the way. The Alpine going straight down that inside, a little bit of contact going onto the exit between the Aston Martin and the Alpine, going into the right-hander. Tugra goes round and meets up with the Alpine and Aston Martin as they still go. Oh, it looks like there's more position changes as Soloist makes another mistake. And he slipped down to P5 with Maldi picking up a free position. Has he got front wing damage? No, it's just the black of the front wing that made me think that there was no front wing. But nevertheless.
Oh, he's back round again! That was definitely the barriers. He's got no damage from it, he's got away with it.
How on earth has he not got any damage on his car? I don't know, I'll never know.
It's not the first time. It's not the first time we've seen him have such a good qualifying and bin it in the race.
It looks like he's got 8% of his ERS, yeah.
So he's
got Shadrin and Dilemma still having another cheeky squabble going into that first turn. Dilemma's looking to get the rundown on the Alpine going into the left-hander. Now the right-hander, now the left-hander. Back over to the right. Alpine versus Aston, but I think the Aston Martin stays, has to stay behind Shadrin. But going down into that left-hander is Soloist and Maldi. Soloist could get the overtake on Maldi going into that left-hander. A lot.
Oh, and Shadrin just gave Dilemma the position. I don't know why he's just gave him the position.
Probably to get DRS onto the exit going into that left-hander.
Because he had DRS on Callum anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
Well, here comes Soloist on STB Maldi here. Ferrari versus Alpine. Down the inside, Soloist goes on STB Maldi. Maldi looking for that switch back, but doesn't get it this time. Down the inside, he'll go of the Alpine once more, going into that right-hander. Looks like he's able to go toe-to-toe with Soloist here. The Alpine down the inside, he goes once more. This time into the left-hander, leaving no room for margin. And then there goes Julian. He picks up a free position due to that contact between Maldi and Soloist. And he's picked up a free position, but they're still just about side by side. Soloist still keeping his front wing inside the equation between the both of them. Julian could look for the move going down to that first turn on STB Maldi, and I'm more than sure that he will using that ERS. But Soloist, what an exit for him! He's going to pull alongside with the Alfa Romeo going into the first turn. But look And the speed from Julian going into the first turn gives the Alpine the outside lane by faking going down the inside of Maldi. And they're side by side onto the exit. Julian getting the better exit. Julian getting the overtake back on Soloist. But this battle is not over.
Yep, Solus using his batteries got down to 10% here. So he's maybe just not able to have as much overtake as the Alfa Romeo did. So obviously that would have helped him down the straight. As Maldi's now creating his own little train here. He's 7.5 seconds off Darkin. Obviously Maldi's been in a lot of battles that slowed him down. But don't forget Maldi started like P10 on cold tyres or something like that. Or P11, P12, whatever it was. So naturally he's lost a lot of cars or made mistakes in front of him. That made the gap look bigger than it should be.
AR Jack goes down the inside of Joey, going into the left-hander between the Ferrari and the Red Bull, going onto the exit. Joey gets the much better exit
Julian beside
on
Maldi.
AR Jack. And Julian, goes down the inside of Maldi. Maldi looking for another switch back at the same turn. He tried to do it on Soloist, and now he's looking for another switch back on Julian. Can he get another one? No, he can't, but back up to the other Ferrari.
And the Ferrari's covered the inside of Maldi. He's made contact with him. The inside was
and
blocked
Maldi.
off there. And the Ferrari's Solus says thank you very much. Yeah.
Well,
Julian.
that run down, but.
Yeah.
Sorry, that run down by AR Jack going into the first turn is going to be super, super key. We'll see what he can do as he goes down into that first turn. Can he go for it? He does! Down the inside lane. The AR Jack goes on the Red Bull, going side by side on the exit. No, actually has to pull behind as Magni is able to get an overtake on Yaris Tugra going into that first turn. But AR Jack looking to come right back at Joey here. He's had a couple of elements where he's looked for that inside lane or that outside lane. He's not been able to complete an overtake just yet. Do you see him getting an overtake in the next few laps?
Yeah, Jack that is.
Yeah, Jack.
Maybe even this lap. I don't see why not. Joey just have plenty of overtake, plenty of battery to use there.
And Dilemma making a mistake here. He's falling down the order. He's down to P13 now, the Aston Martin. But switching back over to AR Jack, just not going to get that rundown on Joey like he did just a few laps ago. Going back to Maldi, how's he recovering after his contact with Julian? Seems like he's doing just fine. Just, P7 right now. I'm sure he'd be very happy with that at the moment, Matthew.
Well, I'm sure he'll be happy with the situation and how that battle went. He's obviously now lost DRS to the 2 cars in front. But I'm sure Maldi, I think he'll be satisfied with this. Obviously, don't expect him to be keeping up with drivers. Obviously, Maldi is the championship leader in Tier 3, but there is a big gap, like I say, in the pace of Tier 3 and Tier 2. So I'm not expecting Maldi to be sliding back up the diffusers in though tomorrow. I'm sure Maldi will be just trying to see what he can get maximum pace and see what he can extract from it.
And now Magnus, that outside lane on Shadrin, looking for a switchback manoeuvre now, and he does get it on Shadrin going into the last turn now. And it looks like Magni is able to get that grip on the exit and going down into that first turn. Is Shadrin going to have a say in it? I don't think he will.
Yeah, got a good grip. I think Shadrin did get on the curve a lot there. Didn't really help his traction. So I think Angel's having some issues, I think. He's a bit like me in qualifying in the West yesterday. Just couldn't seem to keep the car on track.
Well, Magni now still looking for the overtake on Callum here. He's come back up into the points. He's still potentially looking for the victory here. I mean, it is a tiny bit far-fetched, but we see what he can do as Callum's looking for a manoeuvre on Vendetta. I don't think he's going to get it, but look at AL Jack just upfield, looking for the overtake on Joey, pulls alongside with the Red Bull going down into the left-hander, down the inside. AL Jack goes on Joey and covers off any chance of defending it. And AL Jack gets the overtake on Joey, lap 7 out of 28.
Sorry, I messed it up there. I was busy looking at the battle with Magni, Callum and Vegeta and Maldi. I was a bit enveloped looking at that, and obviously I heard you commentating.
Whoa! Magni just hit the back of Callum. Might have lost a little bit front wing. No, just went straight into the back of Callum. Yeah, sorry, I had to cut you off.
Place that.
Well, here we go. Going into this right-hander now. Can Magni get close enough to look for an overtake? I don't think he will. No, he is actually. Look at the grip that Magni has. Look at that outside lane, but no, he's not going to get it. Switchback manoeuvre from Magni on Callum. Now Callum's looking for the round the outside. Can he keep it in there? Is Magni going to get that better exit going down into the first turn?
Magni's got no battery, but neither has Callum. So Magny goes again. Callum gives him just enough space. It's the first time I've actually seen Callum somewhat competitive this season for a while.
Just look at the grip that Magny has going around the outside of the Red Bull. He just has so much grip. He just looks so good on track. Just every time he goes around an apex, it just doesn't make a mistake at all. This is why he was P1 with that qualifying session by around 2/10, I believe it was.
Just at the back of Vegeta
just
there
unbelievable.
Through turn 8. And Vegeta just got a very, very pointless corner cut there. And it's easy, but also very...
Well, here comes Joey on Nail Jack once more, looking for that inside lane going into the same turn. Nail Jack got the overtake on Joey once more. Looks like that's the most favoured turn to look for overtake so far on the Grand Prix. Oh, the slight contact, but it was almost enough to just put you off track, maybe spin you as Magny goes down the inside of Vegeta, locks up, but still is able to get the grip on that inside lane, and we'll see shortly. Matthew, can you just give me a minute for the next few laps? I just need to go ahead and do something. For the next few laps, just commentate by yourself.
That's fine. I'll flip from here for a few minutes. We've got Magny close on Maldi. He's just got the grip. He gains like 3/10 through that one corner alone. He gains so much through. Oh my god, it's just not even a competition for the moment. Yeah, he's got so much grip. As Jerry still picks up that lead at the moment, still ahead of Jack for now. 10 days in P3. I haven't seen much about 10 days. He's been quiet this race. I haven't seen much of him, so I don't think I've seen at all race so far. As unfortunately Julian, after all his battles, Solis, both 8 seconds off the big group here in front. Got the gap behind of Maldi, also Maldi's not got the pace to keep up with them. Actually, there's 2 good picks up for time penalties, not going to help him in that big battle. I'm saying that a lot of people have got picked up penalties towards the back of that grid. Keep an eye on that gap with Joey and Jack for the moment. It's about 4/10. Doesn't seem like anything's going to happen though. As Magny's really pushing Maldi here. And I think Darky just got past Nintendo. Didn't see the gap change, but it looked like it's just a simple straight line overtake anyway. Here's Magny, he's going to make a move on STB Maldi. No, too far behind for the moment. Magny's just had contact with Maldi there. I'm not sure what's going on. It's a bit of a train forming, obviously, with Maldi.
I am just gonna watch Magi.
Oh, okay, I'm not sure the streamer had just heard that. Magny's got so much grip. Look at the grip, he just flies up the inside there. And Maldi holds off the inside, and Magny's going to do a switcheroo here, and he's got it done. Maldi with a compromised line. I'm sure Maldi will try and get a better exit here. Magny's just got so much grip. Even on the curb, he's still got power, but he's got no battery. Maldi, even without DRS, is still able to get alongside of him and go up the inside. And he's going to make the move. Stick as Magny got the grip though. He's going to survive. And it's in contact. Magny's been pushed onto the curb here, and Magny somehow picks up the... He spun on the curb! You can't use that inside curb. Magny's gone. You can't put your car on the inside of that curb there. It just bottoms out as you're trying to turn. The car sinks as you go down the hill. As it rises back up again and you're on the curb, the car just bottoms out. You cannot use that curb. Regardless of what setup and what you've got with the underneath you, the car will not stick through there. Magny's just... He's drifting further and further back with simple mistakes you should not be doing. Especially with that pace he has in qualifying and that much grip that he has compared to some drivers he seems to have through his corners. We'll look on back with Jerry and Jack. Obviously Jerry doing wonders of keeping these medium runners behind. The more Jerry keeps these medium runners behind, the easier his life will get towards the end of the race when he has the medium tyres on. He'll be rapid towards the end of this race on those better tyres, so the race will come to Jerry later on. Let's see some pit stops maybe on lap 12, lap 11 if they want to get a bit of an undercut for these medium drivers, but expecting lap 12, maybe even lap 13. Hard runners, expecting lap 15, lap 16 for these guys. So we'll see how that goes out. Things just starting to quiet down. Maldi's no longer got a white hat behind him. It's now got an orange McLaren chasing him down as Oh, I guess I just outbraked himself there. Almost went back in Maldi. Luckily, carried on going instead of trying to turn. Shadowing's also at the back of him as well. Bit of a train for me. Maldi train, Maldi tier 2 train. Oh, as Shadowing takes a bit of a strange line there. Caught him off guard there. Okay, if you've got your little trains, you got your train in the lead, you've got this train in the back near the midfield as well. So, tier 2 generally a bit separated in pace. As you can see, obviously Maldi's obviously probably making that gap bigger probably than it should be. But Maldi's just doing his thing. A lot of smoke there, a lot being from Darkin's lockup. But Ajax still trying to find a way through here. Joey's not doing. Joey is doing very well with his battery management. He's not burning it out. He's keeping it into there when he really needs it. There's a battle here for Getter and Tuga and Callum and Alex Ter and Dynama. And squabbling here with Shadowing just ahead of this. So Getter's have a little bit of a moment to Tuga really sniffing his diffuser. Dynama just struggling to keep up with this battle at the moment. As you can see, different lines being made, just get out of some of that dirty air. Trying to find some grip. Some more flags, and that's Dilemma. That's a dilemma for Dilemma, and the dilemma is that he is round. I mean, he's made that mistake, and now his dilemma now is now to try and catch back up to these guys. With Solace now right behind him. His tyres are going to be very warm, and he's dipping to the pits. Lap 11, don't see why not. If you're going to have hot rear tyres, might just get them off when you can, near to your scheduled pit stop. So, fair enough for Dilemma to make a pit stop now. He will go on to sit hard to the end of the race. Forgetter still right in the back of Tuga. Actually, I think Tuga's actually made a move on Forgetter. During the last time I was looking at Dilemma. Magnus really catch up to this group of cars. So it's purple, first sector 1. Almost lost it through turn 8. Magnus tries to catch back down to the group, but he's got a big group of guys he's got to pass now. Expecting Alex Turner to possibly pit this lap onto a set of hards. Same with AR Jackson, Darkin, and Nintendo. So we'll see if they dip into the pits in about 20 seconds. So fights with Maldi and Tugra. And they're looking for AR Joey as AR Jack doesn't pit. Darkin doesn't pit. Which is very surprising because that is your really your sort of opening period for these mediums. It must be going an extra lap. It's the front now. I think they've just hurt themselves being stuck behind. They should really try and get as much of an undercut as possible towards the end. So maybe just want fresh tyres to see if we can try and hold off Joey towards the end. But still, Joey will have those soft tyres regardless. And I guess it's now down to P12. What's happened here? So much Solace. What is going on? So much has happened. Just looking at the leaders for about 30 seconds, and everything's just happened in front of me. The average 2 is now up the side of Callum. Middle group is definitely getting segregated now. Shadowing has shot off, showing the pace that Maldi has been hindering these drivers. Maldi's, I think, is just going to be dropping down there. He's in a position where he's not really competitive for.
Hi, Rafi, I'm back. Just a little update of when I might be back to actually commentating again. I'll probably be back in like 7 laps or so. Like I've got to go outside, do some gardening with my mum. So yeah, just give me 7 laps or so. Should be back, something like that. Might be 8, might be 9, something like that. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry.
Okay. Sounds like I'll be doing some commentary myself. All right then. Okay, we'll mash on with this then. Pit stop window is going to be opening now. Surely he's been on a full pit. I've got some battle Magnus now trying to get past Callum. He's going to make it up inside. No, he doesn't quite get the move stick for now, but he's got the inside move. Almost done. He's going to sweep it around the outside. It's not the first time these guys have been side by side this race. It's a has spun behind a slump. This time it's not Magnus. Oh, it's contact. The track's a bit funny around here. Look how much grip Magnus has through there. It's insane. McLaren's spun at Forgetter has just forgot how to turn through that corner. Very easy to spin through there. As the cars are still not pitting. I was expecting pit stops to happen by now. These Marina Mirrors should have pitted about a lap ago. Bit surprised how these guys are still going. I forget it's just spun again on these probably very warm rear tyres. No damn machines to be accumulated. I think Magny's now right back at Maldi. Magny's probably getting fed up with this Ferrari car. Maldi's now corner cutting central. Magny's now back on the back of Maldi, obviously. A weird wheel spin there. It seems to get a weird drive out there. Maldi's really trying to take a short route here. But it keeps the position for now, as 2S now pulling away from them. McLaren was just spun again, Vegeta. He's made more spins in the space of a lap than he has the whole race. As Mercedes, that's just been a mistake. That's Alex Turt. Alex just terminated his lap time there. I love making puns. Alex Darkin is finally in. I'm surprised these medium runners are still going. What are they trying to do? Mediums to soft or something? Because that is a very big push if you want to go long onto softs. Darkin and McTender doing exactly what we thought they should have done. I'm surprised they took this long to pit, to be honest. Magny gets a time penalty, probably for fighting Maldi. They're both in the pits and he's hit the Haas. Maldi just hit the Haas. I don't know what's going on here. But even the hard runners are coming in. This is quite early for the hard runners. Especially maybe lap 15, but this is definitely an early pit stop. On goes the mediums. Magny seems to have a bit of a slow pit stop there. Lost a bit of time. Callum just picks up the time penalty as well. Now Jax continues to be stuck behind Joey. Joey will indefinitely probably will pit this lap, if not maybe next lap. But it's not loads of battles going on, it's just the odd picks here and there at the moment. The car seems to always seem to spread out after the pit stops, so expecting maybe a slightly duller racing from now on, as what pit stops does tend. That was a weird one, never had that one before. As STB has made a mistake on these cold tyres, I think, just off the positions there. Now he's trying to make moves again. Back up inside of Alex Turner, he's got the move done, and I think Maldi's obviously on the fresh tyres, going to have the grip. Yeah, definitely made a mistake, because Mackey's ahead of him. Jax is finally in the pits as Joey continues on. Yilin keeps going, Shuddering keeps going, Tugas keeps going. Callum's in the pits. Content on Shadowing's now the back of Jax. After Jax just pitted, he's going to be on cold tyres there. James takes a 37.1 on certain mediums, so first competitive lap time from these pit stops. He's made the move done. Shadowing on AR-Jax. AR-Jax tyres just still warming up. Well, I'm Shuddering will be pitting this lap anyway, so if you get out the AR-Jax's way, it'll be giving DIS down into turn 1 if you can keep up. Well, Shadowing obviously, he'll be pitting this lap now for sure, and Jack will be, I think, very thankful he will be getting out of the way. He's currently slowing down as Jack's really struggling through here. Julian pits finally. Joey's still going off another lap. I was expecting maybe a couple of laps ago, but it's very, very late pits up for Joey here. Like I say, maybe he's going for the softs, but softs just don't really work around here. Not in the race, so he lasts about 7 laps. On go the mediums for Julian, until he comes out, or maybe around sort of Maldi, we just had a Maldi. No, it'll be way ahead. What am I on about? Going to come out of Solius. Solius is already on 7-lap hold hard, so Solius has got a difficult job to do on his tyres. Actually sits at 35.1, which just pulled 2 seconds on Cullen that lap on tyres that are 1 lap older. Jack's now obviously back up into P3. Obviously, Shadowing still hasn't pitted. Jack's still stuck behind him. This is really hurting Jack right now. Jerry's gaining from this at the moment. Although Jack's probably gained some time. Be honest, with Shaz has finally got the move done after losing it, and now Shadowing. Sorry, you have two making a move on. Right, Dark is making a move on the others two going. Again, mix up here, looking at the timings here, and Darren's out. Darren's crashed out of turn 9. And safety car come out. This Joey has just been gifted a free pit stop. This is perfect for Joey. Joey has just been gifted a gift from God. He has been given freedom here at USA for a free pit stop. So Cherry has just been put on the top for Joey there. Nicely done. He's going to be ahead of everyone. He's going to be on fresher tyres. I don't know whether I'm going to pit for a new set of means. Shadow's obviously going to pit now. Shadow's going to gain a lot from this as well. Say is going in. The other two guys obviously going to come in. He's making a mix. He's just overtook him in the pit lane. And Shadowin has been caught napping. Tuga took his chance and snatched it away from him. Very nice done. I like that from Tuga. It shows that he is alert right now. Shadowing obviously being a bit on the knocked on a bit of a not quite there. Going into that pit lane. Some people tend to see safety car and they kind of go, ugh. And other people go, oh, safety car, and the brain touches on for a few seconds. And I think the others just had an absolute insane clutch there in the pit lane. Yeah, so safety car is out at the moment. Obviously, it's backed up the first few cars here. I wonder if any cars in the pit very late on in the safety car for a set of softs. It's still quite late, early for medium side. So for softs, I think you need to be really at the end of lap 19 to pit onto the set of softs to make them go to the end. So maybe somebody, maybe at the very end of the safety car, can probably maybe tip in for a set of softs, get some tyre advantage. We'll see what everyone does, but I think softs might be still out the window for everyone there. Slops in the pits. Very, very far back. It's going to take a while for him to catch up. He does have another set of fresh mediums. Obviously, didn't use them in qualifying. So anyone that has pitted for a new set of mediums, obviously didn't had them available. Save them in qualifying, which you would normally do. They'll use the 3 sets of softs in the race, and then the qualifying, sorry, and save that set of mediums for the race in case of a late safety car. And they've done the medium hard strategy. They can slap on another set of mediums and get back with all the other people that were on the alternate strategy, and that's what they've done for people like can't remember now. Can't remember who was on the other strategy. AR Jack Darkin, but Mactendo was one of them. Mactendo also pitted for a new set of mediums, but it's now behind Shadowing. And also behind Sugar, so Mactendo has lost positions from it. But maybe it'll work out later on. Maybe we can get AR Jackson Darkin this way. So in losing 2 places, he might gain 2 places, but he might still gain those other 2 places that he just lost. So he can still fight for them. But we'll see how this works out and how AR Jackson Darkin will work out on these hards. Then the only 2 cars left on the hard tyres. Everyone else is either already done a schedule pit stop onto the mediums or has made a pit stop for the mediums during the safety car. It'll be interesting to see how these guys handle it. Joey really needs to take advantage of this now. Everyone is now catching back up to the safety car. Hopefully I would say I hope this lap, but obviously Slop is half a track behind. So we're going to wait a little while for Slop. See how many people are on. Alright, so people watching, we'll hope for a nice spicy ending to this. I'm sure what's going on with Solace and Jaden here seems to be swapping places. Maybe a little bit of misjudgments from just from speed there. But more often I have to wait another lap here, wait for Slop to sludge his way around the track. I'm sure we'll be using his time nicely to try and get those tyres up to temperature. But I'm sure he'll probably catch up a bit too early to really take that advantage of that. By the time he catches up, his tyres will go cold again. So it might not quite work out the way you think it would. We will see. Safety car stays out another lap. I'm sure Joey wouldn't complain, to be honest. The longer the safety car stays out, the less he has to battle it out in front. And I'm sure Alex and Dark here won't be complaining either, because they'll be hoping those mediums take out some of the best life during the safety car. Every lap they do, those mediums are coming back into play very, very slowly, but steadily. You always remember, when somebody's on the harder tyre, every lap they do, while everyone else is on the softer tyre, they will gain technically pace, theoretically. So by the end of this race, those hards will be back into play again. Waiting for safety cars to come in, getting to the point now. Let's see what happens. Got plenty of people on penalties at the moment, especially towards the back half of the grid. Pretty much from Callum downwards, the probably sort of two grit in that upper field. But everyone else on with no penalties for the time being. So people are going to be being pushed hard here, expecting more penalties in these next few laps, while everyone is trying to race each other, trying to pick up some points. I'm interested to see what Magny can do from P12. Sure, he's going to take advantage of this. Safety car will most likely be in this lap. Joey will obviously take control of the place after the safety car. Jackson, Dark and GR just need to hold their positions. I think that's what their target is. To be honest, I don't think Joey's their race, especially now on those tyres. I think it's them. It's just simply staying ahead of everyone else that are behind them on those better tyres. Safety car is in this lap. Let's see what happens. Joey now takes control of the pace. He might want to go a bit faster for tyre temperatures. He might want to go a bit slower to try and get himself a bit more of a tactical gap. Not really going that slow. He's giving the safety car a bit of a... Not really giving the safety car a lot of gap. I think he's going to leave it late. So pulling back is not exactly necessary if you're going to leave it late, because you're not going to push until after the safety car's coming anyway. So you might want to go out now. You might push now. He's not. He's gone. He's waiting. It's really catching off Airjacks here. He might go now. He might just gun it at the last corner. And it seems like that's what he might just do. Yep, he's gone for late apex. Airjack's been caught out there. He's cold. His tyres, his hard tyres, not quite up to temperature. But everyone else seems to be having the same issues. Everyone else is scampering along. We've got Jaden trying to defend from Solace here. Into turn one. Jealous has got a lot more grip on braking, but he's going to do a switchback move. He's going to get the move stuck. He's going to go around the outside here for turn two. Is he going to get his move done? Oh, the Alpine's just had a little bit of a snap on my screen there. He's going to cut this corner's contact being made, and the Alpine's round. The Alpine's round at Solace. He's off the track. He's in the barriers, and off goes the Alpine. A bit of a touch and go with the contact, and his ears reset his car to the track. That is an instant 5-second time penalty for the Alpine driver. Not something we allow in this league. Keep it as traditional as possible. Try and keep any sort of funky moments that might catch drivers off. Really, any time you can use to reset the car track is if you're literally all stuck on the curve or something. As I think Julian's just breezed past Dark in there. Maybe a low wings, maybe a bit of overtake. But moves are being made, obviously the fresh tyres as well. Lots of moves being making, and I can't keep up. Shadowing's going to lose in position to Mctendo. Maldi, I think, just got past Magni, or definitely battling. Maldi's picked up another warning. Now Magni's on the back of here. There's 3 wides going on. What's going on here? Shadow McTendo and Callum. And McTendo, I think Callum's just gained all those places. McTendo's on back for Maldi's now. Also got an upper plate. Shadow's lost most of these places. And Shadow's trying to make a move. And Maldi's being forced off the threat by Maldi. As contact being made again, Maldi's being pushed off the second by Magni. Magni's just came out of nowhere. He's got grip. No tomorrow. McGill has just got out of nowhere. And Magni's just spun again. Magni cannot stop bottling it. MJL's come out of nowhere. He's been absolutely nowhere this race, and here he is picking up points. As now the Alpine steamrolls up the inside of the Williams, and the Miriam sees that, and now is fighting to scramble for that last points here.
Hello. What I miss?
Lots of stuff, safety car and everything.
It's just a safety car and everything then. I mean, what happened to fucking
Actor is off, and no spices there. It's not something not being familiar.
Well, it looks like a lot of battling going on here between the top half.
Happening everywhere. There was 3 wides from momentarily. A bit of a scrap between P6 to P10.
Really?
Yeah, so there was 3 wide for a second there, out of the tight double left-hander in the 3rd sector.
Well, Yabastugra could be looking for an overtake here on Dark Engineer. Maybe down the inside, he fakes it. Shadran, though, could definitely look for the move on STB Maldi. He's picked up a couple of penalties in this Grand Prix, I believe. Into the left hand zone, cuts the corner. Shadran is able to still keep his car there, looking for around the outside. No, still looking for a switchback, still looking for any way he can get past this car of Maldi's. This Ferrari car down the inside, he sends it, lunges it. Maldi is able to get the overtake.
Yep, and Jaden and Vegeta are having a big side-by-side battle through that twisty section there. Jaden wins out from that battle. Like I say, with a few cars here pitted for mediums earlier on in the safety car. Some people didn't, so some people on the hards may have decided they pits up for the mediums, which I think probably was a good choice because AR Jax and Darkin are really showing a struggle on those harder tyres at the moment. And Magni sits the fastest up the race despite spinning.
Oh, what a mistake that is from Vendetta. No. And Slop's going to be able to go down the inside on the McLaren. And looks like he's able to get the manoeuvre done and dusted before they go even into the S sections. By the way, right now, Yabastugra will be losing points over to Dark Engineer. That is quite huge.
Sorry.
But Yabastugra will lose some points to Dark Engineer going into Mexico next week. So that would be quite massive, actually, going towards the last 2 races of the season. As Slop locks up and Magni just behind. Of course, his teammates will be looking for a way to go past him, but you can just see Jaden just kind of squeeze him off to the left-hand side. The Haskar versus the, of course, Aston Martin going into the left-hands. And now, what's going to happen between the both of them? Magni, where's he going to be in the end of all this? Looking for a switchback. Maybe just down the inside there from Slop. Jaden went off circuit, lost a lot of time there. There's been contact between the 2 of them. And now, side by side, the 2 Haskars go. Slop able to retain his position. As for now, though, down the inside, Slop goes. Oh, there's the Martin, and he spins. Did not have any traction through that turn. And unfortunately for the Haskar, he spins here, lap 23 of 28.
Yeah, his car as well, and he's just retired on circuit here. And Magni's exploiting every track limits. As I don't think it's right.
Pull that around the outside on Jaden.
He's got full up fresh tyres.
Alongside.
He's got his overtake. He's got both of them running out here. As JS9 just steams it back up the inside, but Magni does the straight back, gets the place sealed with a stamp of approval. As Maldo, I think, just lost the place to MJL, or might be just lastly.
It was just down the inside from MJL with no questions asked from Maldi, and MJL was able to get the position done.
Let's see, Ajax holds on for P3 at the moment. Darkin struggling a bit more than he is. A few cars from Magni on the back of Malwin now.
Magni now using that ERS, going to have DRS going into left hand up. Is he going to be able to get a move on Maldi? I don't think he will, but still nevertheless those 6 seconds for Magni. For Maldi, I should rather say. Definitely not burning well with his race so far. Yeah, definitely not burning well with his race so far. 3 seconds Maldi has to gain on Magni to just, you know, to stay ahead of the man. Into the left-hander now. We get an overtake here, Magnet going into this right-hander now. Can he keep his car straight? He can. Fantastic stuff. Look at the grip he has on Maldi going into that left-hander. Switch back, he's looking. Doesn't look like he's going to get it. Going to get just a little bit behind the Ferrari going into that last turn. DRS going to be wide open for him. Going into that first turn, is he going to get an exit good enough for a down the inside manoeuvre? No, I don't think he will.
Yep, Maldi still managed to get DRS on MGL despite being about 1.5 seconds back. He must have lost a lot of time through that last two corners, but still managed to get DRS. Same bit of battery as well. He's got nothing left at the moment. Rip his guy, it's unbelievable. It's just pushing Maldi around this section effortlessly. Bit of track extend there for both of them. Bit of dust kicks up from the AstroTurf. And also got Yavis Tukas making a move on our jacks here. Up the inside. Doesn't even need the corner, he just gets the move done before even the braking zone. Gets the move done.
Well, here comes Magni on Maldi. You have that DRS going into the left-hander. This is the most preferred place to overtake.
Behind it.
And yeah, you can just see Vendetta, Jaden, and also Soloist having a battle just behind. And you can see Jaden now having that inside line going into the right-hander. Side by side though, Magni and Maldi. Between Magni and Maldi, they're down inside. Oh, there's contact between Maldi and Magni as well.
Jaden's just hit the back of Vegeta, and Jaden and Soloist has just hit the side of Vegeta or Jaden, and I think the Alpha Mary versus the Alpine got some damage from that. That was better, quite hefty contact, although it seems like he's fine. But there was definitely some collisions happening there. It definitely seems like some very sketchy battles there. Magni's in the pits.
Magni's just left a session, so.
Oh, that's also there. Then.
AI's put him in the pit lane.
Oh, what is MGL doing? What the hell? I've never seen that line before. That's a new one.
Let me take a look at that on stream, actually. I'm interested to see what happened there from MGL. Hold on.
Oh,
let me just see.
Darkin's gone.
What was he doing? Sorry, no, I'm not talking about.
Let me just check if I got. No, not race data. Let me just see if I got him on my things, my friends.
What's that? Maldi needs rejoining as well.
Darkin. Don't have Darkin.
Let me invite him.
Darkin and Peace. I don't have Darkin on my friends list.
Joined.
Ah, crap. Yeah, Maldi's gone as well. So there's a couple cars have gone here. I don't have Darkin.
Can you invite Magni back, please?
I don't have Magni on my friends, I don't think. Yeah, he's obviously on PC and he's so difficult to do so.
Well, Dark Engineer has joined back.
I don't have Magni on either. I don't have Magni or Darkin. I don't have them. I can't go back.
Well, yeah, we're just trying to sort all the issues out. Apologies if the commentary hasn't been too great from me, because I have, of course, having to take that break very mid-session. So if I sound like I'm all over the place right now, then that's just why, and I have to apologise for it, as Maldi and MGL doing side by side once more between the two of them. And MGL thought about it. MGL definitely thought about it going into that first turn, but of course he's going to be backing off, and we'll see what he does later on. MGL's left-hander, right-hander, back into the left, back to the right, got much more grip. Then Maldi for that inside lane, round the outside in this one, round the outside into the right-hander, they're side by side going on to the left-hander. It looks like MGL is going to get the overtake.
Yep, got the move done, Joe on two left side, and Maldi's got so much more speed.
Maldi down the inside. What a place that is. For the Ferrari, and it looks like MGL's looking for a switchback. What a that is from MGL. And they are literally equal onto the exit. Maldi's able to pull ahead, whilst Callum versus Shadrin is going on just upfield, and it looks like Shadrin wins out of that bout.
Yeah, definitely some interesting battles there for them. Maldi had a great run into the hairpin. Not sure what caused that. I just saw Maldi catching up lows, but they've got to watch out for Solis is behind these two. So these two are scrapping for the last 2 points here. Last thing they want is to find out an Alpine's just breeze past them and taking all their points. As Darky said, Darky's managed to get back in. Maybe Maldy, maybe he's managed to invite him back in, maybe somebody else managed to. But now Darky's now dropped to P8 on a set of hards. It's going to be difficult for him to catch back up now. This is the last lap of the race. And Joey's been commanding this lead. I did say after that safety car, he got hit into the safety car, so he's got this one done.
Well, looks like Angel's looking for that manoeuvre on Maldy once more. He does get it. Soloist now looking for the overtake on the Ferrari man. Doesn't look like he's going to get it, but the Ferrari man going down the inside. What is going on with Emjad? He's all over the place. Going into that first turn of 4 in those S sections. Not too sure what he was doing there, but not what you really want to see from Emjad there. Just goes completely off track, completely wide. ERS being used from all 3 of those men having a battle, having a little squabble, including Emjad down the inside. He goes on the Alpine, and the Alpine turned in very early, leaving Emjad no room as Dark Engineer gets an overtake on Callum just up ahead.
Yep, Darky. It's not going to get much from him anyway because he's already got penalties. I think Callum's not really fighting it now. But Joey's going to come around to win this race. He's coming around as a triple right-hander. He's been pretty much leading from almost start to finish. Been a great race. Been kind of
and now he'll
untouched.
come round. Yeah, and he'll come round the last turn. The Red Bull man, Joey, will come across the line. Victor in USA, Circuit of Americas. Joey takes home 25 points going into Mexico next week.
Julian picks up P2, AR Jax picks up P3 after 2 goes many penalties. Shadow picks up P4. Dark Entry goes up to P6. Dark gains 2 places on the last lap. Callum picking up lots of penalties, the same like Tendo. Aldi picks up P9, which can lose P10 to Solace. Solace didn't have any penalties. But wow, it was an on and off race. That was I think it's kind of hard to keep track because there was kind of like a battle here, battle there. But it was not the boring. Definitely, I think it was up there for one of the better races, but I don't think it was top 5 for the tier 2. But it was still a solid race. Definitely wasn't boring. Still saw plenty of battles, and obviously we see Joey commanding that race victory. Pretty much sealed the deal. The safety car just basically put that seal on top. Got a free pit stop and just commanded that race victory. So very well done to the Red Bull driver.
Yeah, just got a victory there, Joey. We'll invite him to the party to do some interviews. You could ask him the questions, by the way. I'm not looking to do any interviews right now.
Joey,
could you invite him actually?
Yeah, Joey has just been invited. Man with a few words. Obviously, we can't invite Julian because he's on the PC. We can try and get AR Jack in. Just quickly do the rundown. We've got Joey on P1. He has won the United States Grand Prix here in Austin, Texas. Julian P2. AR Jax finishes off the podium in P3. Shadowing picks up P4 after a bit of a struggle in the mid race. 2 got P5. Dark in P6 after disconnection. McTender P7. Callum P8. Solid P9. Marty P10. MJard picks up P11 in the end. Forgetter P12. Magni disconnections towards the end. Jaden P14. Axter P15. Oh, sorry, DNS for P4 Axter. And I missed out somebody else. A couple of other cars retired. We'll see if we can get Alex Tur in. Not Alex Tur, sorry, AR Jax in the party. Well, we're waiting for AR Jax to join. If he does, he is. In that case, we'll get AR Jax in first. We have the race winner last. AR Jack, can you include your audio for an interview?
Yeah, I did it already.
Yeah. Jack, you picked up a very solid P3. You did a different strategy to most people around you. You managed to get it to work towards the end. Did lose a place, but I think you should be quite happy with that for P3 on penalties.
Yeah, clearly after a good start, I had the objective to be P3 at the turn 1, but it was not easy with all the crowd, etc. So I've been P5, and I've been pushed my first stint to the maximum following Joey in his hard compound. Maximize my strategy, and I picked for the hard compound, and it was great because I was far from darking grenade with the Williams anyway, and
Yeah.
and yeah, it was a solid race just before the safety car came, and I had the bad choice to not took the not pit again and put the medium compound. I was having I had a fresh medium tire, and I didn't put it. So I made a mistake, but it's like that, and yeah, P3 is really nice for me.
Yeah, nevertheless, still a great result. You hanged on nicely on those hard tyres, but yep, well done on your podium.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We will move on to Joey now. Joey, it'll include your audio, please. Joey, man with a few words. I think from only just a few laps in, after Maggie's mistake to the race finish, you commanded that race win all the way down. It was just about staying ahead, keeping your place into P1. Safety car came very nicely for you as well, staying out long. Yeah, pretty much everything went well that race for you. Yeah, very nice win. Yeah, very commanding towards the end, but yeah, very well done on your race victory, Joey. That's it then for your Tier 2 race. Joey wins the United States Grand Prix. We'll be back tomorrow for Tier 3. You'll find me and Pistol back in the com box again tomorrow, as we'll see championship leader and
thing where the combined championship leader will
yeah, I was about to say that
racing.
combined championship leader. I was about to put that in for you, Maldy, before you busted in before I got a chance to. Yep, combined championship leader, although it doesn't really matter anyway because it doesn't regardless in terms of about pace. But anyway, we're back in it tomorrow for the United States Grand Prix. Hopefully it doesn't rain. Yeah, but obviously if you don't want to watch Tier 3, you want to be back with the Tier 1 guys. Mexico will be next week, back in the com box with Maldy and Pistol for Tier 1 on Mexico on Monday. But for tomorrow, we'll see you then. Have a nice one. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.